Okay, so we're looking at the long pattern E cage with the cutout, means it's on the fret nut. Both long patterns are on the fret nut. Play away, and the modal with the cutout. We'll call it the cutout pattern. Alright, and we're looking at the chart. So the long E patterns here. Notice it goes up to the fourth there. The short E, the cutout pattern only goes up to the third with the E banner, with the E box. So this is a cage. It's a modal cage. It's different than this. It's not as long. When we do play away, we get a lot more choices of which chord shape we want to play within the 7 and within the 7 of the 7, the 49, you know. We've got 7 cages, and in each cage we've got 7 chord shapes. That's like 49. So we have a lot more choices because we've got 2 cages in each, sometimes to choose from or to look at. So that's, you know, that's 2 cages to look at, and some of them we can play it either way. But most of them we have to make a choice if we want to stay in that cage. It's just if you want to stay in the cage theory. So here, the next modal string shape for the root 2-3 is the D. The string shape fourth is the A long. That'd be the string shape underneath it, too, right? Now let's look at tripentatonic. We can go to the D to the A shape. Can we get away with that? In the long patterns, we certainly can get away with it in the long patterns. Okay, in the E shape. So we've got E. This is in the E, the long E pattern, right? So we're starting over here. Long pattern, root 2-3. Okay, we're on E shape, the fourth. This is 1, 4, 5 here. And we can only get this half C, and we got to make it a dominant, but hey, that works great because 5 is Mixolydian, it's a dominant. So, like that. That's nice. Is it can we do a modal cage? Yes. We have a modal cage chords here. This is just a chart indicator that doesn't say much, you know, else. That here, these are the modals. Let's look at them. I'm going to do this. E shape. In that cage, now we've got to get our cage, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to borrow this, and we've got to get our cage up on the screen here. Is it modal cage? Yes, it's modal cage. So it's right here now. Okay, so we're going to put this, I guess, right up here. No, we don't confuse it with the D cage anyway. Here's our cage. This other stuff we don't worry about, right? We don't worry about this. We don't worry about this. Okay, here we go. So we've got E major shape. We're in the root cage. If you were doing this in the key of E, you'd be up here. Okay, I'm going to do it in the key of C, so it's E shaped 1, which is 5 root 3. E minor shape 2, right up there, 6 2 4. Okay. Now, for the third minor, we had to make an adjustment. Not an adjustment, we had to move right or left. In this case, we had to go from the D cage. Sorry, I blanked out that D data, but there's your D right there. And it's going to be a D cage G minor shape. So it would be 3 5 7. E G B is 3 5 7, the key of C. So we're going to take it up a cage to fit in and do that minor arpeggio like that. So that's in the modal cage. That's what we play. We had to move up 1, okay, and then play the G minor there, but we wouldn't want to play the G minor in the D cage right? Because that would actually came from, in the D cage, it was one up from there. Okay, well, that is from the D cage. That is from the D cage. Because you think about it, D shape. All right, the second minor is going to be E minor shape. The third minor is going to be G minor shape, right there. So that is what it is in the G cage, but not in the E cage, because the second minor in the E cage is going to be pentatonic up, as G is going to be A minor shape. Okay, in that E cage there, right? So you're up here at E shape. We're going to have an A minor shape third, like that. Let's see that again. Okay, I got that wrong. With the E cage, the short E cage, normally we'd have our E-shaped 1. Okay, with this E shape, the second's going to go to G minor shape 2. All right, right there we're below the fret nut, and then the A minor shape third. Okay, that we can play, but you have to look at the other notes, you know, because if you're playing an A minor, say down here, real deal A minor, you're off the fret nut here. If you had to play that and bar it here, sure, those 3 notes would be in A minor. But you have to look at what are the other open strings. Make sure that they are not wrong notes. If they are, and they usually are a lot of the times, we've got to go to the next cage shape up. So let's move along here. So we've got an A-shaped fourth, which would be root 4/6 right there. We've got, now back into the D box now, remember. So this is the shape, this is the box. If there's no parentheses, we're going with the shape of the box of the cage that we're looking at. This is the long E cage now. Remember, no more short E cage, it's the long E cage. We do have a short E cage though in the system, and that would be the Locrian cage. This is the Ionian cage. So for the fourth we have an A shape. So remember, it's easy as like 5 root 3, E shaped 1, root 4/6, A shaped 2. Now for the fifth, we're going to just take it to 2/5/7 in the D box. Okay, we're not going to go from the A shape to the fifth of the A shape. One pentatonic advance would be a C shape. As you know, C is always second inversion. So for the sixth, it would be 3/6 root. It would start here. 3/6 root, 3/6 root. Oh, that does fit. Well, guess what we got over here? Okay, so that's minor, by the way. That's the sixth. So that's why we have this D, C here. That was the sixth. 3/6 root, 3/6 root. We also have a D. So we've got a D and a C shape. Okay. Now they're in the D box, likely. They're in the D box there. Okay, because remember, if we're in the E box, originally the short E box, and we're going to go to its sixth, that's a cage advance. We go E to D in the word cage, we'd want a D minor shape. That would be it right there. So we've got both of them there. We do have that D minor, just a little caution that D minor there is using an open chord, an open D minor. That happens to work. You know, keep track of things that happen to work. Oh, it works on this one. So, in other words, if we look at Mr. Capo here, we put it on where your fret nut is. We play C here, play a D minor here. Notice the D minor is not using the open string, okay? But in the case of the E box, now in the key of C down here, we can do like this D minor thing that you can just bring down here. Okay, that should be the same as well, that isn't D